Hello and welcome back to On the Break. It's been about a week. I'm here with Mike and Joe for the NFL as always, as it's been the past few weeks. How you guys doing today? I'll start with Mike. Why not? He's next to me.
I'm doing pretty good. I mean, I'm really happy. Browns are out of the playoffs, so finally, all this hype is over. Ended in Browns fashion, which was pretty funny, honestly, to me. And it
Good
looks
time.
like Pershner actually just woke up from a nap. What I mean by nap is like the nap that when he was sleeping on that Chiefs defense, like what I said from last week. So how you doing, Persh? How was your nap?
I actually did just wake up from a nap, so I'm chilling.
Yeah,
So I thought,
there's a nap. Well, you know what? We're going to start with the NFC. We'll get to that Browns-Chiefs game with Chad Henne coming back. Honestly, I love Baker Mayfield, but I love seeing Chad Henne on the field. I love seeing him win. Just the old backup 10-year vet quarterback. They're always fun to watch. They always do everything the right way. But we'll start with the NFC. The Bucks and the Packers, Brady versus Rodgers, what could be the final time. We'll see. Probably not because Brady's going to play another 3 years, but that's up to him, not up to me. Tom
Guy's
Brady
gonna play
versus
number
Aaron.
15.
Yeah, he's going to be 55 playing football. We'll see. But Tom Brady, he's gotten to the NFC Championship. He's at Joe Montana right now in terms of playing for your second team. Joe Montana, he brought the Chiefs to the playoffs. Funny thing, Brady might match up against those Chiefs. Brought the Chiefs to the AFC Championship, was not able to make his fifth Super Bowl. Tom Brady is one game away, one cold Lambeau night or day in this case away from making the Super Bowl for, what would this be, his 10th time, something like that. Brady is already the GOAT. But if he wants to further cement himself that no one will ever catch him, besides maybe Patrick Mahomes, this game would be huge for that. But Packers got here by beating those Rams that you guys predicted. You guys said that the Rams were going to win. It was a ballsy pick, and you guys admitted that. But Green Bay and Devontae Adams. I remember Mike saying that Devontae Adams, Jalen Ramsey matchup is going to be a nightmare. It's going to be a fun thing to watch. It's fun. It was fun to watch if you're a Devontae Adams fan. And I do like Devontae Adams. So, yes, it was fun to watch for that case. But I just wanted to mention that really quickly. Anyway, I'm going to pick the Packers in this game because I think nobody on the field is going to be able to stop Devontae Adams. Robert Tonyan's always there, and the Packers defense actually played pretty well up to this point. If Aaron Rodgers can do what he did to the Rams defense, I think he can do it against Tampa Bay. The Rams having one of the best defenses in all of football, and the Buccaneers kind of being near that mid-tier. So Aaron Rodgers shouldn't have a difficult time against his team. Now, they did match up previously, and the Buccaneers absolutely blew them out. But again, it's tough to, I picked the Bucs last week because it's tough to beat a team 3 times. It's even tough to beat them twice, and especially when you're playing against Aaron Rodgers. So I'm going to pick Aaron Rodgers to get to the Super Bowl, get to his second Super Bowl, and I think that he is going to win a second Super Bowl, but we'll get to that. Mike, I'll start with you again. What do you have on this game?
well, I definitely regret saying that Jalen Ramsey would dominate that matchup because he really didn't. It was kind of like a lot of back and forth between Devontae Adams and Jalen Ramsey, both probably arguably the best at their position this season.
Yep.
So if there was one thing I learned from last week is that I will never, ever, ever pick against the Packers again. And this week, I am not going to pick against those Packers. I mean, Aaron Rodgers and that offense, they are on a hot streak. They are on absolute fire. They've been tearing it up in this league. I know that the Buccaneers blew them out last time. I don't remember if it was in Lambeau or at Tampa. I wasn't very sure, but this time just a cold night, cold afternoon, evening at Lambeau. I just can't, especially at home, especially what they did to those Rams, that probably top 3 defense in the league. I mean, it's just not. I just do not see the GOAT coming back to beat this Packers team. I just think the Packers get ahead early, and I think they keep that lead early. And I don't think I'm going to make a bold prediction right now. I don't think the Bucs take the lead once in this game. I think the Packers just punch the ticket from Lambeau to Tampa, and on the way to Tampa, go share a bus with Tampa Bay and Tom Brady and drop them off back at home because Tampa Bay is going to be watching the Super Bowl from home. So
that regular season game was in Tampa, by the way. I just looked at that.
And I'm not going to pick them to win at Lambeau, especially with Aaron Rodgers being that bad man he is right now. He has been absolutely outstanding this season. Your turn, Push. What do you pick?
I'm going with Tampa Bay is going to be playing at home in 2 weeks. it's hard to pick against Aaron Rodgers. I mean, it's probably going to bite me in the butt, but don't forget who's on the other side of that football game. Guy with 6 Super Bowl rings, 6 Super Bowl rings, more, championship series wins than anyone else in the football history, more than a lot of teams have. Tampa's playing good football right now. AB not playing in this game might hurt them a little bit, but at the end of the day, Tampa Bay has played some really, really hard football games the last 2 weeks. And if you look at it, the Packers have had one game where they kind of walked over a team with an injured Aaron Donald and, a quarterback with no thumb, you're playing teams that were really beat up. And at the end of the day, and you had a bye. So you're not really playing very inspirational football. It is Aaron Rodgers. I do want to see him win another Super Bowl. I want to see him ride off into the sunset as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. But when you're putting Brady on the other side, a Tampa Bay defense that is clicking, a good 2 running back system right now that's going to be going all after it. And even though Antonio's out, you still have Mike Evans and Chris Godwin to cover. So, and the whole thing about, the weather being bad for the rest of the Tampa Bay team, throw your hands up. We'll see what happens. But look who made his money throughout his career playing in awful weather in the postseason. That's the guy standing on the other side of the football field. I don't think you can go wrong picking either of these teams. This is the best. The 4 quarterbacks remaining are the best quarterbacks in football right now. No question. Maybe Deshaun Watson, maybe instead of Brady. But you're looking at 4 out of the top 5 QBs in football right now, and couldn't get any better of a slate of games. But I'm going Tampa. I trust in Tom Brady. I think the only thing that could hold him back is Bruce Arians. And, not having Belichick, but Devin White's clicking. And honestly, throw everything that Carlton Davis did last weekend out the window, because I really don't love Mike Thomas. I think that, Devontae Adams is a whole nother level from Mike Thomas. He's going to have a hard time with him, no doubt about it. They're going to have a hard time. But Robert Tonyan's not going to have an easy night against Devin White, one of the best linebackers in all of football already. And don't forget about that really, really good pass rush and run defense that Tampa Bay has. So it's going to be a very good game.
Don't forget about that rookie safety Winfield too. He's been having quite an impressive season so far. I really like what I see from him, and I actually will predict that Devontae Adams scores over 100 yards easy and a touchdown in this game.
Yeah,
definitely. But if you're a football fan and you don't watch this week's games, you might miss the greatest championship series weekend of all time.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of points. You're going to see a lot of points because, again, you have the 4 of the top 5 quarterbacks in all of football.
You basically have the 2 greatest quarterbacks over the last 15 years, 20 years, other than Peyton Manning, and then hopefully the 2 that are going to be the next great over the 15, 20 years. So,
yeah, we could be watching the next Brady versus Rodgers on the other, a few hours after this game concludes. It's pretty similar. I think Lawrence is going to replace Peyton Manning when we talk about that top 3 quarterbacks. That's where I see the league going.
That old gunslinger, I think Trevor Lawrence would be great fit.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence is Peyton Manning, Josh Allen is Aaron Rodgers, and Patrick Mahomes is Tom Brady. That's what I have. But I do think that the Bucs, I don't think it's a guarantee Packers are going to win the game, right? I just think the Packers are playing better football. They have the advantage. I think they're a better team. But I can very well see Tampa Bay coming out and playing better. This defense has a lot of studs on that side of the football. But how consistent are they going to be in this game? It's playoff football. It's a lot different. You're playing your best. I think both teams are going to play a very good football game. We're going to get a great championship weekend. And this is just the first game. Hopefully it's not a blowout or any kind of, I think all these games are going to be 1-score, 10-point games. That's what I got. But, I know Mike loves talking about Kansas City or any team that beats the Browns, really, because, Chad Henne was the quarterback for about a quarter and a half in the last game, and the Browns almost came back. They were down for a bit, and Baker Mayfield put on a good drive here and there, and another drive with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. And they got the run game going, and play action was clicking, and they needed one more, and they couldn't get that touchdown. But maybe if, they call that hit on Sorensen a penalty, they could have won the game, and we'd be seeing Browns-Bills. but it was a bad angle for the ref, but that's besides the point. Kansas City and the Bills are in the Super Bowl, and that's really all that matters, unless if, Mike, you want to say something about what happened last week in Kansas City.
I definitely agree. I think Sorensen should have been called for a helmet.
Yep.
Or hit that out. I think definitely thought that should have been at least something that should have been considered. But like you said, just something just that got missed. But also for the past 2 seasons, refs been missing so many calls. Like you can't even say how you can. It's like too many to count how many calls.
Yeah. In playoff games, no less.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we got a lot of good examples. But let's move on to this AFC Championship.
Yeah, for sure. All right. This AFC Championship, Mahomes versus Allen, the two best arms, pure arm talents and all the young arm talents in all of football. I think Rodgers is still up there. But this is going to be a great game. I'm going to pick Buffalo in this matchup. I think Buffalo's defense matches up better with Kansas City's offense than, vice versa. Buffalo has a great the matchup is just great with those high safeties there. They like to play their safeties high. Mahomes doesn't like that too much. But Mahomes, I forgot to mention, Mahomes is cleared after suffering that concussion or whatever it was. He's cleared concussion protocol, and he will play against Buffalo. That's a big news for Kansas City, because even though Chad Henne played pretty well, I will say, for given the situation, you'd pick Mahomes over any quarterback in football right now if you want to win a game. Mahomes is right up there with some of the best right now. He's the best quarterback in the league in terms of talent, I think. But I'm going to pick Buffalo because I think that they're just hot, and you go with the hot team. It's part of why I picked the Packers. I think they're hotter. Buffalo has just been scoring on everyone. They just, held the Ravens to 3 points in actual football time. It's Buffalo is the hot team. Records aside, I know Buffalo's a better record, but I do. When you are in the playoffs, you throw records out the window and you just go, who's playing better football? The Bills have been playing better football. The Chiefs have won a lot of ugly games. They only beat the Browns by 5. Obviously Chad Henne's a thing, but these teams, it's going to be a great matchup. I can see this going either way, but I'm going to pick Buffalo. What do you guys have?
I can go first on this one. I mean, you guys remember my Super Bowl prediction before the season before this postseason started. Yeah. I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with Buffalo versus Tampa. And as much as I don't love the matchup on Buffalo's standpoint, I think both teams match up really well with each other and can limit each other in their strongest parts. I think Josh Allen's swagger right now is just on another level. And if the Chiefs don't have Clyde Edwards-Helaire back this weekend, I know he's supposed to come back this weekend. Buffalo is not a team that's going to let Darrell Williams run all over them. Where is Le'Veon Bell? He was supposed to be the guy that took work from him, and it went all the way back to, Clyde Edwards-Helaire now and Darrell Williams as the third down back, even though Clyde is one of the best pass catchers in the league. But hey, I don't doubt Andy Reid in a rookie year. So, maybe he lets him loose because he's been out all these weeks. But the one thing that we have to remember, and by the way, both games 3-point spread. Patrick Mahomes is coming off of a concussion. He's Patrick Mahomes, but Tom Brady didn't win how many ever straight Super Bowls. Aaron Rodgers only has 1 Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning has what, 2?
2. He carried his team to his defense carried him to one of them. Peyton won the first one against Rex Grossman.
So at the end of the day, where, I don't get why people are trying to rush Patrick Mahomes in every single Super Bowl for the next 20 years. It's just not likely to happen. And with a talent like Josh Allen, you could be looking at, obviously different skill sets than Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, but you could be looking at the changing of the guard in that perspective. And Josh Allen has a great coach, a really good defensive mind, a head coach. He's getting Brian Daboll back. He's going to be a bother to Patrick Mahomes for many years in his Super Bowl quests. And I think this is the year that Buffalo gets it. New England's first year down, first official year down, obviously not winning the division, even though they were a shit show last year.
Yeah.
But first year down out of New England. If you're Buffalo, why not take it to the whole next level and show them who the new kings of the East are? And I'm going Buffalo because I believe, even though I hate their run game too, I believe in Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs and that line. And I just think they're really hot right now and clicking, man. That defense, that secondary is scary. And they're probably the best matchup for Tyreek Hill. I mean, Travis Kelce's probably going to have a field day. He might go over 200 yards. But, it's one of those things where I just – it's hard to pick a team because there's no one way leaning over the other. But I think Josh Allen in this factor is the one way to lean.
You finished?
Yep.
All right. Well, I definitely agree with y'all, but I want to say something. I want to address Buffalo Bills fans right now, anybody that's watching it. When I first heard that the Bills hired Sean McDermott, I was very ecstatic about it because I've always liked Sean McDermott. Great coach, defensive line-minded, love his defensive scheme, and this is why the Buffalo Bills defense has been top 5 or top 10 in every category ever since Sean McDermott's been hired. I've always liked the Buffalo Bills defense, always been very high in them, and this year they've been absolutely clicking. I mean, look, last week, although they didn't score as much at offense, let's keep in mind that they did go against the number 1 ranked defense in the Ravens. They held Lamar Jackson in this run-heavy offense to 3 points. Call it impressive or not impressive or not, since Lamar Jackson can't throw for life, but it's still such a huge accomplishment. I mean, games like that are games that Buffalo Bills fans are used to saying that, oh, the Bills, once again, they're going to throw this game. They're hot, but they're just going to throw it. Erase those days about Jim Kelly. They're over. This is 2021. AFC Conference Championship. You have a bright star in Josh Allen. Always been high on him ever since he entered the league. A lot of people thought he'd be a bust. They only thought he had all this hype because he had such a strong arm. But man, is this kid good. I mean, besides Aaron Rodgers, if Aaron Rodgers was not playing right now, he's my pick for MVP. Josh Allen's been absolutely fantastic this year. And Stephon Diggs, I mean, over 1,300 yards. Nobody expected that. He's been an absolute star, too. And also, you got other weapons, too. You got Gabriel Davis, great rookie. You got John Brown. Love John Brown. That's the homie right there. And also, you got all these other weapons, too. Even a lot of people, although Persh is right, Devin Singletary is not exactly the ideal runner for Buffalo, but he's still a great pass catcher. I'm still very high on Devin Singletary. And just look at this matchup. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, he has some concussion. This actually might affect his play. And you're going against a Buffalo team that's extremely hot, as both of you mentioned. And I don't know. I love the Chiefs. Love Andy Reid. Love what this Chiefs team is definitely going to be one of the biggest dynasties for the next decade or two. But right now, just with everything considered and just how well Buffalo's been playing, I think the Chiefs' run ends here. They're not going to the Super Bowl. I think Buffalo Bills fans, you need to get those folding tables ready because you are going to the Super Bowl. I think that I'm going to make a bold prediction right now. I think Josh Allen throws for over 350 yards. He throws over 3 touchdowns. And Mahomes tosses 2 picks. And I'm just very high on Buffalo. Love that defense. Love that offense. Great coach right now. And this year, I cannot pick against Buffalo. This is Buffalo's year, and this is Buffalo's year to make noise in the playoffs. And they are going to they're going to advance to the Super Bowl in Tampa Bay. Bills.
One thing I want to say about this game, though, as many of you guys know, I have two favorite football players in this league. One is Deontay Johnson. The other is Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Have your coming out again party tonight, man, or this weekend, man. He's a stud. Hopefully they let him catch passes, and maybe he'll do the Damian Williams this year. When Mahomes is slacking, he takes up for it. Hopefully I see a big game for him, even though I want Buffalo to win. But, gotta love my short little CEH.
There you go.
Yeah, and one thing too, I mean, Tyreek Hill, he likes to take a lot of snaps from that slot, but also remember who plays the slot cornerback a lot in nickel formations for Buffalo. Tre'Davious White. Do not sleep on the man. That man is such a stud.
Trey White, the second best corner in the NFL to me. He's gonna have a game. He's gonna have a great game, and this is a great matchup. Now, the only concern for me is can Mahomes see straight? Is he actually clear of concussion protocol? I'm assuming he is. I heard it was more he was able to get up. He was unable to get up normally because of a nerve. He had a nerve, and it wasn't true concussion like some other players have had and are out for multiple weeks. So maybe that was kind of an overreaction on people's part, but who knows if he's actually ready. We'll see on Sunday, and we'll see if Chad Henne makes another appearance if it gets to that point. But I do have the Bills. I think we're getting Bills-Packers. Joe thinks we're getting Bills-Bucks. Mike's on my side with the Packers and Bills. So no one picked the Chiefs, though. That surprised me. I thought somebody was going to think about it. But, yeah, the Bills are just hot. The Bills.
That's going to bite us.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Don't pick against the Patriots. Don't pick against the Chiefs. But we did it.
Don't pick against Sean McDermott there.
This is true. Don't pick against Josh Allen's swagger right now. He is on another level. Anything else you guys want to add about this championship weekend?
I just want to say one thing about the only head coaching vacancy still available. I just want to say to Mike, Philly was very unexpected with that, but that is one great hire. I think they really.
Hey, maybe we'll have a panel later this week and we'll talk about that hire. I'm definitely down to talk about it next round.
Yep, I like the hire, but the one thing I do want to say is Houston. Don't mess this up. You have two coaching choices right in front of you. Both Deshaun Watson wants. Don't let Tim Kelly step out of that door. Don't let Eric Bieniemy, if you don't pick Tim Kelly, step out of that door. And at least let them work together. This is the only way you can save the Houston Texans franchise. I don't care about what Deshaun Watson will not care about Preacher Esterby as long as he gets to keep Tim Kelly as his quarterback, offensive coordinator. Or I was even thinking today, at this point, if you're not going to hire Bieniemy and you have no idea who you want to hire, just go and give Tim Kelly the job early. He might be 35. He might not be ready yet, but at least you're making your quarterback happy and running the same exact system that Bill O'Brien ran that he loved. So if you're not going to go with Bieniemy, keep Tim Kelly. Don't go and get Leslie Frazier. Don't make a mistake here.
Yeah, definitely, especially with
Tim Kelly.
Especially with Watson still being young in the Houston, just all signs are pointing towards a massive rebuild in that franchise. I think that's a great start for Houston. They definitely need to suit to Deshaun Watson's need. That man is an absolute star.
And if Deshaun Watson gets traded, I hope he goes to San Francisco or Miami. Even as a New England Patriots fan, it kills me not wanting to see him there. But if he goes to San Francisco, man, there's going to be a lot of Patrick Mahomes and
Watson
Super Bowls with Andy Reid and Kyle Shanahan duking it out.
Those will be fun. That's what I want to see. I want to see Deshaun Watson get out of Houston so they don't waste his career. I don't think he'll ever sniff the Super Bowl, no matter who the Texans hire. I don't think that they'll be able to build a team that will make the Super Bowl or come close to it, especially with J.J. Watt. He's starting to get up there in the 30s. His health is always an issue. They need to blow it up. I think they need to blow it up. I like Kelly, young coach. You hire a young coach, you blow up the team, and you start from scratch. But knowing that owner, they're not going to make the right decision, and they're going to mess it up again and again and again. Well, Mike, anything you want to add?
Well, I was going to say, I mean, I know everybody loves J.J. Watt. He's definitely a fan favorite, but at this point in his career, you're going to have to get some draft capital for him. It's just like all signs are pointing towards this massive implosion, just massive rebuild. And I think this J.J. Watt just needs to be traded, maybe to even like maybe a Super Bowl caliber team. About damn time he's able to get close to a Super Bowl.
I think they
want to see him in a Packer jersey.
What
you got, Joe?
I think they got the whole team.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I got, including Watson, everybody.
If they get rid of Watson, you're going to have to get rid of Brandon Cooks. Yep. Again, I feel bad for the guy. Maybe he'll end up in Philly this time. Because they can't draft him, they got to trade for him or sign him. Hey, I love Jalen Raker though. Really like him, but still mistake Justin Jefferson over him.
I'm praying for Devontae Smith and Brandon Cooks and Jalen Rager. That is my absolute wish. Like I am praying to God for that.
At the end of the day, I think Houston needs to tear it down. You're going to lose Will Fuller in free agency if Deshaun Watson's not 100% on coming back. There's no reason to re-sign him unless you tag him and trade him. J.J. Watt needs to go. Maybe I don't know if you even bother keeping Loremi Tunsil. You could probably get a first or two back for him. It's a all pro left tackle type of guy. And there's a lot of teams that need a left tackle. So I just really see them tearing this thing down. I mean, I like Nick Caserio. I don't think the GM is any problem. I don't know why Deshaun Watson's so against him. I think it might be more about Esterby and McNair and their unwillingness to go for the coach he wants and just their inability to, keep him as a healthy top-end quarterback and give him the things he needs. So, I mean, look, they've traded DeAndre Hopkins. That was his favorite coach's decision, but still, someone could have said no. They got rid of Bill O'Brien, who he did like. Realistically, if they would have just taken him out of the GM role and let him be the head coach, I don't think Deshaun Watson's complaining. So they've done a couple things so far that are not making them, making him too happy. And I hope he goes to San Francisco. I want to see him throwing the ball to George Kittle and Deebo Samuel and, Brandon Ayuk and whatever running back they put in there, undrafted first round. I don't care. He's going to run for 1,000. So in that zone run scheme. So I really hope he goes to San Francisco, Miami, somewhere with a really bright future. Maybe even the Jets, honestly. So
either way, he's got a bright future, and he'll be a Hall of Famer when it's all said and done. I want to see him in a Colts jersey, but no way let him go to a rival, but you never know. Anyway, this was On the Break, our little NFC Championship, AFC Championship preview, and a little extra Watson and Texans talk for you guys. Thank you guys for coming on the show, Joe and Mike. It's always a pleasure, always a fun time. Thank you all for watching On the Break. Again, John, Joe, and Mike here for you. Weekends, NFL, all the time. It's been fun. Thank you for watching. We will see you later. Have a good one.